The most terrifying person you'll ever meet isn't the one who admits they're evil. It's the one who's absolutely certain they're good. Think about that for a moment. Really think about it. Because right now, in this very moment, you're probably thinking, well, I'm one of the good ones. And that right there is exactly how it starts. You see, Hitler didn't wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, time to be evil. He thought he was saving Germany. Stalin believed he was creating paradise on Earth. The witch hunters, they were protecting their communities from Satan himself. Every tyrant, every torturer, every perpetrator of unspeakable cruelty went to bed at night, satisfied they'd done the right thing. And here's what should really keep you up at night. They weren't faking it. They genuinely believed they were the heroes of their own story. Just like you do, just like I do, just like we all do. So let me ask you something and be honest. What makes you so sure you're different? What makes you so certain that your cause, your beliefs, your sense of right and wrong couldn't lead you down that same dark path? Because I'll tell you a secret, that certainty you're feeling right now, that little voice saying, no, not me, I'd never. That's exactly what they felt too. So what happens? How does little Johnny, who helps old ladies cross the street, turn into the guy who, well, let's just say, does things that would make those old ladies faint? The problem, you see, starts with this ridiculous idea we have about goodness. We think being good is like having a membership card. I'm a good person, we say, as if it's a permanent state of being, like having brown eyes. Once you've got that card, you're in the club. You're one of the righteous ones. And what do the righteous ones get to do? Well, naturally, they get to fight evil. But here's where it gets tricky. The moment you divide the world into good people and bad people, you've already taken the first step toward becoming a monster yourself. Because now you've got an enemy. And what do we do with enemies? We destroy them, of course, for the greater good. The ancient Taoists had a saying, when people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. You can't have saints without sinners. You can't have heroes without villains. And the moment you cast yourself as the hero in your own little drama, you're going to need some villains to heroically defeat. But it gets worse, much worse, because once you've identified the enemy, once you've spotted the evil out there, you develop this curious blind spot. You can't see it in yourself anymore. After all, you're the good guy. You're fighting for justice, for God, for the revolution, for democracy, for the people, for whatever noble cause you've latched onto. And if you have to break a few eggs to make that omelet, well, that's just the price of righteousness. I remember during the Second World War, there was this American soldier who said something profound. He said, we've got to be careful or we'll end up defeating the Nazis by becoming them. Smart fellow. Because he understood that the real monster isn't some external demon. It's the certainty that you're so good, so right, that anything you do is justified. You know what's really delicious about this whole thing? The people who are most likely to turn into monsters are precisely the ones who are most concerned with being good. The perfectionist, the idealist, the reformer, the one who's always trying to improve themselves and, God help us, improve everybody else too. Why? Because they can't accept the shadow. Jung talked about this endlessly. We've all got a dark side, a shadow self that contains everything we don't want to admit about ourselves. And the more we push it away, the more we say, that's not me, I'm not like that. The more it grows in the darkness, until one day, bam, it explodes out of us in ways that would shock our own mothers. The Zen masters have this wonderful phrase, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? But what they mean is, if you think you've found some external source of absolute goodness, some perfect being or perfect ideology that you can follow without thinking, you're already lost. Because you've stopped looking at yourself. You've stopped questioning. You've stopped being honest about your own capacity for evil. And here's the real kicker. The only way to avoid becoming a monster is to recognize that you already are one. Or at least you've got one living inside you, grinning in the darkness, waiting for its chance. The beast is there in all of us. The difference between a wise person and a monster isn't that one has the beast and the other doesn't. It's that one knows it's there and keeps an eye on it while the other pretends it doesn't exist. This is why the saints are always going on about being sinners. "Oh, I'm the worst of sinners," they cry, and everybody else says, "No, no, you're so holy." But the saint knows better. The saint has looked inside and seen the whole zoo in there. The murderer, the thief, the liar, the hypocrite, they're all in there having a party. And by acknowledging them, by saying, "Yes, hello, I see you," they lose their power to take over. The person who becomes a monster is the one who says, "Oh no, not me. I'm good. I'm pure. I'm fighting for what's right." And in that very denial, in that very certainty, they open the door for the shadow to take control. And when it does, it doesn't come out as obvious evil. Oh no! It comes out as self-righteous cruelty, as justified violence, as necessary evil for the greater good. You want to know something funny? The most evil acts in history weren't committed by people who thought they were evil. They were committed by people who thought they were so good, so right, that the normal rules didn't apply to them. The rules are for ordinary people, not for the saviors of humanity. So what do? How do we avoid this trap? Well, first we stop pretending we're heroes in some cosmic drama. We're not. We're just confused human beings stumbling around in the dark, trying to figure things out. And that's okay. That's actually wonderful, because the moment you admit you don't have all the answers, the moment you say, "I might be wrong about this," you've taken the wind out of the monster's sails. Second, we make friends with our shadow. We look at our anger, our greed, our pettiness, our cruelty, and we say, "Ah, there you are, I see you," not to indulge them, but to acknowledge them. Because what you can see, you can work with. What you deny controls you. And third, and this is the most important part, we give up the whole good person, bad person game altogether. We stop trying to be good. I know, that sounds terrible, but trying to be good is like trying to be spontaneous. The very effort defeats the purpose. Instead, we just try to be aware, to see clearly, to act from understanding rather than from ideology. The Taoists call this Wu Wei, acting without forcing. Not being good, not being bad, just being appropriate to the moment, like water flowing downhill, finding its natural course. Sometimes that means being gentle, sometimes firm, sometimes generous, sometimes saying no. But always from awareness, not from some fixed idea of what a good person would do. You see, the person who truly helps the world isn't the one who sets out to save it. God preserve us from saviors. The person who truly helps is the one who's gotten over themselves, who stopped playing the hero, who's looked the monster in the eye and said, "Okay, I see you. Now let's see what we can do together that's actually useful." Because in the end, we're all in this together. The saints and the sinners, the heroes and the villains, we're all just different faces of the same confused humanity, trying to figure out how to live. And the moment we realize that, the moment we stop dividing the world into us and them, good and evil, right and wrong, that's the moment we stop creating monsters, including ourselves.